Hello, my friends and viewers and subscribers around the world. How are you doing? I'm doing fine, and so is Kay. Anyway, we'd like to talk on a topic today.
About what my husband don't like about Philippines.
In comparison to America
Yeah.
and vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, first of all, let me say I'm not talking about the Philippines or anything like that. I haven't been all over the Philippines yet. Just things I observed in the area I was in. That was Novalita Cavite, Kawit, and what's the name of the place?
Imus.
Emus and places like that. So I can't speak on all the Philippines because there's some very nice places there that probably don't comply to what I'm saying. But anyway, these are the things I've noticed. And, and me and Kay already talked about it before. She's in agreement to some of these things. So the first thing is traffic. Man, traffic is horrible. Horrible in the cities I visit there. There's no traffic lights, and I think there's one traffic light, but it's not working. Cars just go in front of each other, honk their horn, and just drive all kind of way. People, they just cross the street in front of cars, assuming they're going to stop for them, which they do. But it's just, I get scared when I go driving there. And opposed to America, America, they have lights everywhere, and 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 uh, and traffic is organized and stuff like that. Now in the Philippines, I've noticed that the people there and the drivers there are polite to each other. They if you honk the horn at them and they get in front of your way and you let them on through and everything, there's nothing. I never seen any road rage or anything compared to America. America, if you just try to get over another lane, they'll blow their horn at you and everything like that. And you signal on, you're abiding by the law. They go back to you and throw the middle finger up at you and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, you
Ye-
don't need to do it.
Yell at you and curse at you. What?
You don't need to do it.
That's what happens. So the traffic situation is terrible. Also, the cars they have they don't have smog devices. They don't have no regulation on the vehicles here, and and the air quality is real bad. In America, you got to have smog device on your car before you drive it. Period. At all. So those one thing they need to straighten out. Now we know Philippines is a third world country. They just admit it. We all know that. It needs a lot of catching up to do to the first world countries like America, Europe, other places like that. It's a third world country. So I guess you expect those things until the government get off their job and start fixing their infrastructure up. But anyway, traffic's one thing.
Second,
Second is hospital stay. If you have to go to the hospital for any reason, you have to pay. Am I right?
yes.
You got to pay, or you out. You're not going in there. You got to pay money, and they have different. They got private hospitals. You really have to pay, and some people can't even afford that. But if you're sick, you have to go to the hospital. You're gonna have to pay some money.
And that's why so much Filipinos are dying because they can't afford
Right.
hospital.
We'll get to that, and oh, especially um, yeah, uh, like she said, people are dying because they can't go to the hospital, they can't afford the medical expenses or any way to get in the hospital. Opposed to here in Los Angeles. Now I can't speak for all America because I just been in. I'm speaking my city in Los Angeles where I've been. They will take you in the hospital. They won't let you die. They'll try to save your life, and you just have to pay them back later or something like that. Okay, next thing is trash pickup. I've noticed they got a truck that goes through there with three or four guys working on it. If you sit your trash out, they'll dump it
Truck.
in a truck, a little stinky truck, just piled up.
It's so stinky.
Yes, and most of the time people burn their trashes in their front yard. I've seen this. This is what I observed. People burn their trash. Opposed to America, they got not America in Los Angeles. They got a city trucks dispersed all through the city, and the city paid personnel that drive these trucks, and and each household has a trash can that the city gives them. You throw your trash in there, the truck comes out on certain days, lift it up, and it compacted in the truck. You don't smell nothing, you know. So that's another thing that needs to be improved in the Philippines. Next one is food in stores. I go to Philippines. I went in stores. It may not be like I said all over the Philippines. I don't know. This is where I've been. I go in the stores and they don't have a lot. They have some, but not a lot of American goods. They got a lot of Filipino food
You know where you can get American food?
Where?
SNR. It's like Costco.
Oh, SNR. Okay, well that's one place, but I haven't seen it.
Me either.
So that's one thing, and I don't eat food on the streets. Street food, I don't eat.
And because I told you before, I don't want you to try any food street. Because first, it's bad for your health.
Yes.
Second, it's oily, very oily.
Yes.
The oil, I think sometimes they use it 3 times.
Yeah, I don't know what's in this stuff, you know. That's why when we go to Philippines, I take my own grapeseed oil or olive oil, and I cook my food in that. I let Kay cook it. She knows I like it, and we just take things that we can cook with to America, to the Philippines when we go there. So I don't eat the street foods or anything like that. I eat at restaurants. Some restaurants, they got some American chains there. They got Jollibee. I eat there, and even though I don't know what they cook the chicken in, but they got hamburger places. They got McDonald's and stuff like that. But anyway,
We never eat in McDonald's. The only thing you like in McDonald's in the Philippines is the ice cream, the sundae.
well, I don't eat the burgers at all. Period.
Mm.
And maybe the fries.
Yeah, the
I'll
fries.
eat the fries, even though I don't know what they fry it in, but I eat it in anyway. So anyway, the next thing is emergencies. Man, if you have an emergency where you get hurt, or if there's an accident on the street where it requires an ambulance, you'll be waiting there for about an hour before it comes.
You're already there once before they
You
arrive.
probably be dead before they even get there, you know. So you have to rush the person to the nearest clinic or medical clinic that you can find there, because waiting on an ambulance is out the question. Here, if you get hurt, an ambulance is at your house in 5 minutes. They're all run by the city. They're there in 5 minutes. I'm telling you, and that's really uncalled for. And the ambulances are small little vans, and if they're going down the street with their sirens on, the cars don't park and let them put it aside and let them through. They just stay there and drive down the street. The ambulance behind them. Oh, just driving the ambulance.
It's like there people is thinking, go find your way.
Yeah, you find your own way around me. Something like that. It's crazy. I mean, those are some of the things that has to be changed. It needs to be changed, you know. Excuse me. Houses. Houses in the Philippines are made of brick, which is good. I don't mind that. But most of the houses, they don't have in the house. They don't have hot water. You had to hook up a special system for that.
Because why do you need hot water there? And in the Philippines, even if it's nighttime, it's still hot. So it's like the water there.
I like warm water, baby.
Always take a bath using cold water.
Yeah, well, I got used to it because the water's not cold like the cold water here.
No. Here it's freezing cold.
Yeah, and they have water tanks on top of the house.
Just in case.
Where you get your water from. Because sometimes they cut the water off. You got to use your reserve tank on the house. And the bathrooms are so small, my knees touch the front door. Now, it may not be in all the houses. I'm just talking about where I've been. The house I've been in. You know. And also, your doo-doo and stuff, they have septic tanks. A little tank built onto the house where all your waste go. They don't have a sewer system like we have here, underground sewer system. And also they don't have in the stoves where you want cut your food on to cook. They have tanks of propane gas in every house that I've been to. They don't have gas lines in the houses like we have here, and you pay gas California gas bill.
I think you can do that.
Maybe in some parts they have it, babe. I don't know. I'm just talking about what I observed, babe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, water. You can't drink the water in the faucet.
Nope.
They deliver water to you. It's supposed to be clean in a blue
No, sometimes we drink it.
Oh, well, hey, you trust that's what you drink.
Not before.
But if they deliver water to your house and you know.
Before we used to drink it, but right now,
yeah,
it tastes nasty.
Very nasty, very, very bad. I don't drink it. When we go there, we always buy bottled water, always. You know.
And then the next is people and neighbors.
The neighbors here are good. They're good people. Filipinos are very good people. They're very good people. They're very friendly people, you know. And neighbors talk to each other and know each other. But here, everybody's so stuck up. The neighbors all stuck up. They stay to themselves and all that stuff, you know. I'm not talking about all Los Angeles or all of it. I'm talking about my neighborhood, where I'm from. And you know that, you know. So it's just a big difference. A big difference. And the Philippines needs to step up and build and become like the rest of the world. Get all the things that are convenient for you and stuff. And I know another thing. They don't use toilet paper here. They don't use toilet paper in Philippines. They use, what is it, a tabo? A tabo. They splash water in your ass. Water get all on the floor and everywhere. I had a problem with that when I went there. I really did. Everywhere. Waters on the floor, toilet, and all that stuff. Because when they do, they don't use toilet paper. They just splash it on their butt.
First, toilet paper, you wipe your ass, and it's still stinking. And the dookie smell is
it's still some residue on your butt. I understand that. It's cleaner that way, I admit.
If you use
so messy.
water, it cleans your ass good, and then because we put soap,
and
it don't stink.
Yeah. So those are just a few things. If you guys could think of anything else, comment below and let me know your experiences. I'd like to hear from you. You know, and those that been to the Philippines know what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. You know, I'm not saying all Philippines. I can't talk for everywhere. They got some nice resorts in the Philippines. They're beautiful. They got a lot of beautiful places you can go in the Philippines. I'd love to go there, you know. But I'm just talking on some basic things that I know everybody that's been there know, even you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And so anyway, just leave a comment below and let me know what you think. I really would like to hear some of the things you have to say about your experiences and what you notice that needs to be improved there, you know. So anyway, if you like this video, please subscribe, share, like, and leave a comment for me, please, so I can see what your thoughts are. I'd like to hear from you. So we'll see you next time on Keith,
okay,
my little Filipina.